my taming philosophies are. I had a question about it. I've had, conversation with, countless breeders. I'm talking to one big name in the game. I don't have permission to say, in this video, but I'm getting a lot of insight from him also. I'm always learning. I do have a very strong zoological background. Blah 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 blah. You guys that watch my videos know I'm a little bit of I'm a nerd. So here's the thing. I treat every Varanus species because that's what I feel as though that I'm specializing in. That's what I focus on. I treat every Varanus as an individual. I don't treat it as a reptile. The difference in that is I don't treat it like it's an own object. Okay, this is not a dog. Okay, if you think about the way people think of it more of in the sense of a cat. What does a cat do? A cat interacts with you when it wants to. People don't usually just go and grab up their cats. When you first bring a cat home, or a full-grown cat, that is, what happens? You have to let it acclimate to one room, and then you introduce it one room at a time. You let that cat initiate the relationship, to begin the relationship. Okay? You need to approach your monitor the same way. I'm a big believer in using tongs. My videos are very, very unorthodox, and I appreciate the subscribers, looking at them with an open mind and not bashing my videos, keep liking my videos, I'm just trying to get a different way to do things, but, I digress. When it comes down to my monitors, I give them their space. My juvenile is in a 125-gallon tank right now until it reaches 3 feet. Then it goes into its own enclosure. This is in, I have this in my bedroom so it can see me every day, stuff like that. Usually what it does, it posts up right here, and it just stares at me for like hours and hours for no apparent reason. Most of the time, the guy's asleep, or the gal. I haven't sexted, and that's how I feed it. I pick it up and eats its food. You guys have seen the video, blah blah blah. It's easier for me to work with a juvenile. Anybody that tells you it's a lot easier to be patient. For the guys that had these older monitors that they were always aggressive. Somewhere along the line, you didn't give it its space. It's okay to be wrong, but the first step to recovery is admitting that you're wrong. You might have rushed a step too much. You might have wanted to show your friends and stressed it out, and they never got over it. My thing, what I've learned with monitors, is that when there is a breach in your consistency in how you deal with them, you have to start from scratch. So my thing, like I tell people, if you grab your monitor by the tail, you have to yank it out, and it's just spazzing out and it's stressed out. Guess what? Start your 30 days over. These are just my personal opinions. Everybody's an expert on the forums. Everybody does their little things, but how about you? Not to say people don't respect the monitor, but respect the space that this animal needs. This thing is an apex predator. You know what I mean? And then sometimes, depending on where it's at, it's at the bottom of the food chain. Is in a better situation, doesn't have to worry about lions and things like that, whatever, because it's, it's within your, the environment you provided with it, if your husbandry is correct. Husbandry is always a challenge, especially with the monitors. They need higher humidity, which is like most species. All of that plays a role in your monitor's personality and attitude. If humidity is high, it's healthy, these things have a high threshold for pain. And like most animals, we don't know when they're in pain. So if your husbandry is perfect and you did your 30 days, you're taking it day by day. You're letting your monitor come closer to you each day. You got the cage door open, and it's in a secured room. You're just sitting in the room reading a book. Let that monitor get used to your presence. Sit next to the cage. Have the cage open. Let it roam a little bit. You know what I mean? Handle it correctly. Don't just grab it up. Use gloves. There's nothing gangster about using your bare hands and getting your hands shredded. That's the concept of asinine. But give your monitor that time to get used to you. It's the name of the game is, you don't control this relationship, and a lot of monitor owners need to understand that, this animal is an independent animal. This animal is a loner by nature, and you're putting it in an unnatural environment. So with that, you need to give it a little bit more time. You could take the oldest monitor and, and quote unquote tame it down, but it'll always have that little chip on its shoulder. You just have to watch out for it. It's not always going to be hunky-dory going in the enclosure. Approach your monitors, you know, quietly, you know, with respect. Don't do this, you know, do this. Let them see. Let them get a firm look at what you're doing. You know, watch their body language. Watch to see if it's starting to raise up a little bit, if its neck is starting to inflate. You know, if it's rearing back for a tail smack. If you don't know those telltale signs in your monitor, you're not acclimated to it. You know, let alone it acclimated to you. You know, so my thing is, I think you guys should just take your time, and it'll come. You know, the way I did it, you guys watch my videos. You know, I got a couple videos playing right now, just me doing different things, you know, over the years. I think my biggest thing that I accomplished, because I had an adoption that was a red zone. She was evil. She still is mean, but can I pick her up? Yes. Can I pet her? Yes. Does she have her days when she doesn't want to be picked up and petted? You damn right. And do I respect those days? Yes. Some days she wants to jump into my arms. Some days she doesn't. I live in the Northeast, so weather is kind of fluctuating, so I don't give her a lot of free roam. But, you know, next house, the house that I'm about to purchase, she'll have, like, ungodly amounts of space to free roam. And she'll have a temperature control room. I won't have to deal with the fights of having an enclosure. I think it's like, you know, a thing where I chose to feed her small portions, no more than 88 grams a day. That way she could constantly always see me, always be used to me. I went on a business trip about 2 weeks ago with one of the firms that I used to work for. I went federal, so my life is a whole lot easier now. There should be a lot more videos and not more time to make videos. But when I was doing the financing and working for firms, you know, I left for 2 weeks. She knew I left. You know, she knew the difference. Her behavior patterns had changed. You know, my fiance was freaked out every time she had to feed her. As soon as I got back, she, you know, literally threw her head out of the enclosure and just looked at me and stared at me, and I petted her on the head. That was the most intimate moment me and my monitor have ever had. You know, it really made me feel good, like it wasn't all for naught. It was funny. I was in the Midwest, and I got to meet a gentleman by the name of Monty. He runs Monty Reptiles up and down the Midwest. It's a traveling reptile show. He was this, you know, he has these huge reticulated pythons. Me and him, you know, we shared a lot. Like, you know, I saw this man had a real passion for what he did, but he had a passion for each individual reptile that he owned. And his thing was like, you know, your monitor knows you're gone. Even though she was an asshole, she missed me. And, you know, sometimes you're going to have to settle for that aggressive monitor that tries its best to show affection. But my monitor had 3 years of incorrect husbandry. It might take me 6 to 9 years to get her fully rehabbed. It's just like a person. You know, if somebody, you know, gets abused for 3 years, if a woman gets, you know, God forbid, abused by her husband for, you know, 3-10 years, you know, her next relationship after she leaves her husband, she's going to have a lot of residual left over. So that's how you kind of need to look at it. If you started your husbandry off incorrect in the beginning of the years and you were very aggressive with it, very dominant, it's going to take a couple of years for that to go. So my advice to you guys, be patient and respect your mom. I'll let you know.